All right, Jeff Lambert here. No Mess Roofing and Gutters, Roof Rejuvenation. Save your roof, save your money. It is October 2nd, it's Sunday. I want to go over some things in regards to just gutters. I'm going out doing my sales and explaining to customers how we do things, and I'm coming across customers that just aren't aware of the different types of components or accessory items that are necessary for the system to work accordingly. Like they'll turn around and say a 5-inch gutter, like this right here, 5-inch gutter is all that you need. And what we're going to do is we're going to install a 3x4 downspout on there. And that's what we're going to do. So you'll have a 3x4 downspout on there, and that's going to help the system. So 5 inches is all that you need. What they don't tell you though is when they use that 3x4 downspout is they're going to use an oval outlet. And an oval outlet is not rectangle like the downspout. So now you have an oval outlet going inside a rectangle downspout, and what does that do? That's going to turn around and completely reduce the capacity of that rectangle downspout, as you can see. Probably by about 19–20%, but that's significant when you have a 5-inch gutter, because on a 5-inch gutter, the disbursement points, the downspouts, are key to that system working properly on a heavy rain. Not to mention, you're going to have a heck of a lot more downspouts. So you're getting a 3x4 and you're paying for that, but you're actually really only getting the full capacity of a 2x3 because they're reducing it by using an oval outlet. Now, if they turned around and used a rectangle outlet, well, then you're going to get the full capacity of that. And that's what you need, is a rectangle outlet, not an oval outlet. Costs the same. There's no difference in cost whatsoever. Why people don't use them, I have no idea. And you can use them on B elbows or A elbows. You don't have to sit there and say, well, you've got a lot of B elbows, so we can't use a rectangle outlet. Yeah, you can use it on a B elbow, no problem. But you can see it completely reduces the capacity of the downspout. Now, the other thing that we do that's different from other companies, aside from just always doing the very best, is that when you get a rectangle outlet, as you can see, it's kind of machined downwards. So it rolls down, just like the oval outlet does. You see it in there, it rolls down. So we want to turn around and actually cut the sides. And then we want to just bend them out a little bit. Give me just 1 second. We'll take some like seamers like this and then just, bend them out a little bit. We don't want to cause any compromise to the outlet itself, but we just bend it out so we're getting the full use of that rectangle outlet. And that's why we don't have the callbacks that the other companies do when we're using 3x4s. Now, I'm going to be perfectly frank with you. Typically, we use 4x5s. Yep, we use 4x5 downspouts on probably 90% of the homes that we do. This is a 4x5. All right, boom. Yep. Yep. 3x4, 4x5. Reason why we like 4x5s is because they flush everything. So much air is circulating through there and water that it just pulls stuff through it. And so we don't have any problems installing gutters on a 6-inch with 4x5s at all. None. We don't have to use 7-inch. We can go with 6-inch and 4x5s, and then we use, boom, a rectangle, a square outlet altogether. And it fits in there. Boom. You're getting the full use of that. Tennis balls will go right through there. So if you have kids that are playing with toys and stuff like that and you don't have covers or screens on your gutters, this will flush right through. Now, regardless if it's a 4x5 or a 3x4 or, and I don't use 2x3s, I don't have that. I have a 2x3 baby elbow, so I'll use that. Or if you're using little 2x3s, which are designed really for, let's say like breezeways, a small roof mass, like 612 and less. It's just not designed to have upper roofs draining down into lower roofs or steep pitch roofs. No, they'll overflow. But even then, you should use rectangle outlets with those. So when you turn around and you have a downspout tied into an underground drain, you have to have a cover on it. It can be as simple as a black powder coated steel screen. That's what this is. And this is basically what it looks like. It goes up underneath the shingle, or you can get one that steps down inside, and then it rolls, mirrors the roof. Let's go like that. Mirrors the roof line. Yes, pine needles will pierce the top of it, but it keeps the bulk debris out. You're always going to have to do preventative maintenance. Always, if you're in a tree environment. So it doesn't matter if you have the Lamborghini of gutters. Let's say you have reverse curve gutters, Gutter Max gutters, or Leaf Guard gutters. If you're still getting, if the reason why you got that product is because you were getting so much debris in your gutters, well, that means that debris is on your roof too, and you're still gonna have to maintain your roof. So if you're still having to maintain your roof, well, I wouldn't spend all that money to not maintain the gutters. Now you think, well, that's just ridiculous, Jeff. It's like, well, no, just go with the less expensive product, and you could just sweep this off, and then like once every 12 months or once every 16 months, thoroughly rinse out the shingle grit inside. You can still visually see inside it too. Whereas on a reverse curve or a leaf guard or anything else, it's covered. Wasps and bees are making nests all up here too. So infestation of the system will occur even more with this type of system. And not all the water is getting inside there, guaranteed. And pine needles will still pierce this as well. Not as much, but it's an expensive product. It does very well on very sloped roofs. But again, if you're getting a product like this, or Leaf Guard or Gutter Max, it's because you're getting lots of debris inside your gutters. And if you're getting lots of debris inside your gutters, when you put that on, you're still gonna have that debris on your roof, which means you're still gonna have to maintain it. The other thing is Even Flow. Even Flow is a perforated aluminum cover. It's a great cover, I like it a lot. Again, I don't like it on steep pitch roofs, or roofs that are cut up. In other words, they have inside and outside miters coming all over the place, or an upper roof going down into a lower roof, plus you can't see inside. Wasp and bees can't get in here, which is good, but shingle grit still gets in here. So you're still gonna have to maintain this. This is more like every 24 months, but you'll still have to maintain the integrity of your roof, of the debris, in order for any cover to function at optimal performance. And this is basically what it looks like. And we would screw it down so it's end right there, but we got it screwed down here just for the purpose of showing that if you don't screw it down, wasps and bees will get in there. So we want to make sure that this goes flatter and that it's completely screwed down. Okay, that's the way that looks. Even Flow is what it's called. It's a good product. It can be pricey though, just to be honest with you. And then you've got your Leaf Blaster Plus micro mesh cover. It seems to be all the rage these days. Micro mesh. The thing about micro mesh is, not even pollen gets inside. Awesome. Not even shingle grit's inside. No, that's awesome too. But shingle grit is, well, it's an oil product, okay? So if it's an oil product and you have a valley, that shingle grit's gonna be shedding onto here. And even when the wind blows, that shingle grit's gonna come off. So when it's laying on there, the sun is gonna bake it on there. And the heavy rain, believe it or not, it's not gonna rinse all that off. So eventually you're gonna have pollutants on this. And then you're gonna have shingle grit, which is gonna cover it. And then in the valleys, you'll have more shingle grit. And again, the bulk debris, you still have to maintain the roof. So even with this product, where nothing gets inside, supposedly, and I've installed this on many homes, and I've gone back to do roof sweeps because we have to maintain the integrity of the roof for this product to work, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. We'll take it off, we'll take a picture inside of it so we can show the customers. That's one thing that we do all the time, is we're constantly documenting everything that we're doing. So the Leaf Blaster I like a lot. It's very pricey, and to be perfectly frank with you, it needs to get saturated first before it starts to actually pull the water in. So that means it may overflow for a little bit on those heavy rains, but every 24, maybe 36 months, depending on what type of tree environment, you're gonna have to get up there and clean this off. You're gonna need to take like a liquid Dawn soap with some warm water and go wash it all off, get all the oils off. In all reality, this comes with oil still on it, and I see many companies just installing it right out of the box when they're supposed to wipe it down first because it's machined. So, and I'm not saying that Leaf Blaster Pro isn't cleaning the product, but it's gonna have residual oil, it just does. So you should clean that. But every 24, 36 months, you need to have someone get up there and thoroughly clean off the blaster, the micro mesh cover, which means it's not maintenance free. Maybe your gutters, but you have to maintain this. So on my home, Been doing this almost 28 years now. I have 6-inch gutters, 3x4 downspouts in the low pitch areas and 4x5s. And then I have just the regular black powder coated Easy Lock screen. And I live in a pineal environment over here in Spring, Texas. Obviously I can get my guys to clean it off, or I clean it off. But it's because I still am gonna have to get the debris out of the valleys. So I know for a fact that it's not necessary to go with those most expensive products. And I get them at a discount, so I could have definitely put that on. But I use the Easy Lock screen. The real thing to me though is the outlets. Your gutter system should always be 6-inch. It just should be. And you say, well, why should it be that? Because in the type of environment that we live in, the Houston and surrounding areas, we get these storms and these pop-up storms that just open up on us, and they may not last that long. But if you have a 5-inch gutter with a 3x4 or 2x3 downspout and you don't have a rectangle outlet, no covers, even with it just being 5-inch, even if you have 3 downspouts on one side of your home, 3 downspouts on the other side, it's going to overflow. And every home that we go to, we can clearly point to them where it's overflowing, and they just never notice. Why? It's because you're not outside when it's pouring down rain. And if it's not causing any damage, you're not recognizing that. So what someone did is they just came out to your house and sold you something. They didn't solve your problem, they sold you something. They solved their problem. They need to make money, which I understand, this is business. But in all reality, every home should have 6-inch gutters, 3x4 downspouts or 4x5s with rectangular outlets. And really you should have covers on them too, at the very least a screen, but it's not necessary, you can maintain them. But if you have downspouts tied into underground drains, you should put a cover on there. And I, again, would just go with the screen. Now, if you like the micro mesh or you like the even flow, because it definitely will lessen the maintenance considerably, by all means spend the money. Highly recommend the products, and I explained to everybody exactly how it works. You know, in the very beginning the system needs to be saturated. On the even flow, no, but on the micro mesh it needs to get saturated before it starts pulling the water in. I don't mean to be talking so fast, but it's Sunday and I want to get back home to my wife. So downspouts tied in underground drains should have a cover on it. Otherwise, you're going to be flushing that debris in there. Eventually, some debris is going to get inside there. And if it's a smooth PVC pipe, which is good, you know, flush out. But sometimes that shingle grit and everything else gets in there, snowballs it, and it just gets clogged. So if that's the case, if you have underground drains and you have them open gutters, which is basically a garbage can on your roof, well then you should flush your underground drains at least once every 2 years at the very minimum. But you should put I would say a cover on it. You can go with a downspout strainer, which is this right here, and just goes inside the downspout itself. You just roll it to whatever size it is, and then you put it inside there. Only recommend for 1 stories. Not 2 stories. And the reason why is because just a little bit of debris gets around here, it just starts building up and it completely covers everything, and then your system is just not draining at all. So downspout strainers, 1 story so you can get to it, and you need to definitely keep an eye on it to maintain it. Just to let you know again, so that's what it looks like. So we got rectangle outlet, round outlet, oval outlet. Also, you have a T-wedge in the back because there's a 1x2, and so you need support back behind there. If you have a flat fascia board, if it's just flat like that, then you don't have to worry about this. But if you have a 1x2, then you got to use support back behind there. I'll show you what that looks like. This is a T-wedge. It's hardened aluminum and it clips onto the back of the gutter. And it's scribed so you can cut it accordingly. Highly recommend using this. Let me tell you what I don't recommend. This. Now, I hate to say it like that because the people that produce it, I like them, but it's just soft aluminum, and I've used it and it doesn't work very well, and I've had to go back when I'm cleaning, and the homeowner doesn't know this either, and I'll bring it to their attention. I'll say, hey, you know what, that wedge that we use, I don't like how it's performing, let us change that out. So we'll change it out to a T-wedge. And this was all the rave again when it came out, and it was real nice because it was easy to do, but it's soft aluminum. Don't like it. I mean, you got to test products out to see how they work. So that's what we do. We'll test them out. But again, the T-wedge is something that passed every test every single time. The other thing is, we got this little thing right here. It's called a wedge. It's good for rafters. It's good for slanted fascia board. Again, clips onto the back of the gutter. So this is a good little product. I like this. It works very well. Then you have roof straps clipped into the lip, or excuse me, clipped into the gutter hanger like that, and then it goes up underneath the shingles. Being that we're a roofing company, I highly recommend you only use roofing companies that also do gutters, because they go hand in hand. Because this is going to go up underneath the shingle and they're going to screw that down to the decking. So you should use a roofing company for that. And this is really good for slanted fascia board, rafter tails, where there's no support back behind there for the gutter. So this will support it, and so it doesn't slant and lose its slope. Yeah, so I like that one. The old-fashioned, what people hated were the spikes. And then they had the other spikes that have threads. These work well as long as you thread it all the way in, but you don't sit there and collapse the gutter because you're threading it too far. You're not going to find any legitimate gutter company using this though. Your Home Depot hangers, again, this is good in a pinch, but it's mainly just for repair until you're able to get a professional out there to use the right hanger. You'll have professional companies using this. I can't stand it. It's a hanger that is all in one, so it makes it easy to carry around. You have to carry a whole bunch of screws around with you. What I don't like about it is, most of the homes now are with hardy plank, and these vibrate at a hardy plank very easily. It allows water to get back behind there, and then the hardy plank doesn't rot, but it will get soft. And then again, it affects the slope of the gutter. So I can't stand these. Maybe for wood that is flat fascia board, but definitely not hardy plank. And that's the majority of the homes that are being built right now. Then you have a soft aluminum hanger, which you can just bend just like that. I mean, I don't like it. And the majority of companies use these because they're cheap. They got the screw in there. It's a little 1-inch screw. Again, the majority of new homes being built have flat fascia boards. They don't have that 1x2 furring strip that I was showing you before. This right here, they'll have flat, but you still have the older homes out there. So when you're using or installing on a home that has this 1x2 furring strip up there, you got to use some type of support back behind there. If you're seeing a significant difference in cost from one company to the next, that could be the reason why, is they're not putting the support there. And then of course, the best one is the hardened aluminum hanger. Comes separate, you can't bend this. It's an excellent hanger. And then of course you use a nice thick screw. You can see the difference in that. This is what gutter companies use. Even though it's 2-inch, it's good, but this is what we use, and much better. Threads are deeper, threads are thicker, the screw's thicker, it bites. And we're trying to hit those rafter tails when we're going in. So a lot of stuff to digest here, but I just want to kind of go over all the components all at one time. So when you're tying, let's say, a 4x5 downspout into an underground drain, I have an adapter for it. It does reduce it to 4 inches, okay? 4 inches in diameter. I don't know what the heck that is. So you still got the 4x5 right here, and it reduces it to a little bit of a 4-inch drain, because you're always only going to have 4-inch drain. You're not going to get a bigger drain than that. So that's basically what it looks like. All right, do we got a good look at that? Yep. So that's what I like to use. Fits perfectly, and then you have either a PVC or you can go into an ABS with that and fit it on there and clip it on there. So I like 4x5s. That's my favorite altogether. Oh, let's look at it. Let's just go with this. Let's see, where is the other gutter? There we go. All right. So you got your 5-inch gutter. That's why it looks weird. All right. So you got your 5-inch gutter, 6-inch gutter, and 7-inch gutter. All right. There's your 7-inch. There's your 6-inch. And there's your 5-inch. So a lot of people go, what's the big deal with an inch difference? Well, it's an inch deeper and an inch wider. And it's a huge difference. But in all reality, the key to any of these systems are the disbursements. So the outlets need to match the downspout size. If you're using a rectangle downspout, it should be using a rectangle outlet. And then go the extra mile and pull them out a little bit so you're getting the full capacity of that. If you're using a round downspout, then use a round outlet. But if you're using oval outlets, you know, that's what's going to happen. It's going to reduce it considerably. I see people using these on 3x4 downspouts. Contractors, new build, they're using them on 3x4 downspouts. It's just ridiculous. So again, you see that and you're not seeing what's inside the gutter system. Just like right here, again, because the downspouts are covering these outlets. So, in my opinion, when you're turning around installing or wanting to get an estimate for gutters, you know, it can be a hassle. Plus, you know, you don't necessarily want to be, I guess, too close to people with COVID and everything that's going around. But I would still, you know, ask for samples or ask them to send you some images. That's what I do, is I send images. And then I'll ask them, because I carry this stuff with me all the time. But I send images so they're able to see that. And, you know, I definitely am always the person that is totally different from everybody else. No one ever told me about the rectangle outlets. No one ever told me about 4x5s, you know, and then people will say, those are commercial size. Those are too big. You don't want that on your house. They're ugly. Go to my website. Look at the majority of homes that I have on there that I've installed roofs and gutters have 4x5 downspouts in 6-inch gutters, not 7-inch. Now I have some homes that have 7-inch gutters, and I love the 7-inch gutter system. It's just, it's very expensive. So I don't push 7-inch unless the homeowner requests it. And we'll go through it still. I'll say, and this is our 7-inch system. How much is that? I'll tell them. And some people are like, ah, that's what I want. I want the biggest and the best. A 6-inch gutter will cover up almost all of your fascia board. So it'll give it a nice crown molding look. So not only is it aesthetically more appealing than a 5-inch gutter, it blends in better, but it also will handle the amount of water during those heavy rainstorms, especially with a 4x5 or 3x4 with rectangle outlet. The 5-inch gutter, you can see the gutter. That's basically it. And people want that to blend in. You know, so you're going from having a flat fascia board to having like a crown molding look on the outside, and it just aesthetically looks so much better. So if you went with a 7-inch, it literally blends in, like you can't even see it if it's matching perfectly with the paint. We do a lot of custom coloring too. We'll do like an eyeliner look is what we like to call it, where the gutter will be the color that's slightly different so it stands out, or the downspouts will mix and match with the colors of the sidings. But I just really wanted to go into the different components that they have out there and let you know that there's a lot more options. I know it's just gutters, but with the price of aluminum being so high and it being so competitive, you have to understand that, you know, people aren't going to just give you the options. They're just going to put you in a box, and you're paying for that. So get the products that you deserve to have, or at least the opportunity to see, so you can make the choice and they're not making their choice for you. Or if you're that person that's just like, look, I'm a professional, I ain't got time to deal with this, well then you need to do your due diligence and making sure that you're getting the right customer, or excuse me, the right company that's actually installing the gutter for you, so they're going to put the right system on there. That's really all I have to say. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Just like it, do all those other good things that you normally do. So throw some comments on there, I'll respond to it. But nonetheless, appreciate the opportunity. This is Jeff Lambert. Let me see if I can get this off of here. No Mess Roofing and Gutters, Roof Rejuvenation. Save your roof, save your money. I will see you later. Bye now.